VK1TTY over the 3GED link.
VK1TTY, welcome to the group.
Are you listening on VK2ROT off to the side? Don't expect me to put in because I've got some chores to do at the same time.
Hey YouTube, this is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, and we're gonna start the Pride Radio Group Net in just a moment.
VK2BSD, VK2WAY. I know you're off to the side there, but you may want to, I don't think Kim's taking check-ins yet, so you may want to IO when net does start. Back to you.
Hello everybody, this is KJ7OML, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net, which will begin in a couple of minutes, so a clear frequency will be appreciated, please. KJ7OMO. Hello. Doggone, it would help if I had the PTT button pressed. Well, where was I? Oh, yes. Hello, and welcome to the Pride Radio Group Net. My name is Kimberly, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, and my pronouns are she, her. I will be your net control operator for this net. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Now, before we go any further, do we have any emergency or other priority traffic? Please come now. If at any time there is an emergency, please say break, and we will assist you. The Pride Radio Group provides an inclusive environment for all to learn, experiment, and enjoy radio communications by encouraging, promoting, and supporting diversity with the wider radio community, sharing our experiences and learnings with the community, and celebrating and embracing Pride on the air. For more information about the Pride Radio Group and how to join, please look up VK3PRG or K3PRG on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Reset. This is a roundtable net, and all calls should go through the net control station. And of course, we are being relayed on my network and the VK International Ragchew Network, hosted by our very awesome Tony, VK3JED, and also Jared's VK2WAY's system, which all are permanently linked and combined to form one ginormous network. And of course, we're on the VK2ROT repeater, which is at 438.575 megahertz with a -5 offset and 91.5 hertz PL tone. And my repeater is non-functional at the moment, so I won't even bother mentioning it. Alright, I'm gonna reset. Alright, and you can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS from netlogger.org. Alrighty, before we carry on any further, do we have any announcements or other items of business for the net? This includes news too.
If this includes news, stand by for the news broadcast. It will take a couple of overs and about 7 minutes.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and give us your news and announcements. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
And by VK2WAY. Pride Radio Group Network. The Pride Radio Group Network is an autonomous group operating under the banner of Pride Radio Group. It's a mixed-mode conference bridge bringing in a range of analog, digital, and internet-connected radio modes. We aim to provide a single, cohesive network and a meeting place for any other pride or diversity in radio groups to come together. We invite requests to link your nets in or other queer-related activities on the air to our network. Get in touch with KJ7OMO, VK3JED, or VK2WAY for more information. In updates this week, the Pride Radio Group Network has added TGIF Talk Group 2969, now named Worldwide Pride, to its already extensive list of modes available. For more information on the modes available, please see the text version of this bulletin. Pride Radio Group Weekly Net and Discord. The Pride Radio Group is a worldwide collective of queer radio operators and their allies who strive to demonstrate and promote acceptance of operators regardless of who they are or who they love. The Pride Radio Group Weekly Net is held at 0200 UTC Sundays and can be found on 70 centimetres through the VK2 ROT repeater in the queer heart of Sydney, Australia, and the KJ7 OMO repeater in Yuma, Arizona. On Echolink via VK3JED-L, the VK Rag2 conference server, Free DMR Talk Group 969, TGIF Talk Group 2969, or Starlink 2105, and a range of other modes thanks to the Pride Radio Group's network. Recalling the formation of the Pride Radio Group, Michaela, VK3FUR, recalls all the positive emails and messages she received from folks along the lines of, I think I might get back on the air, and I'm going to start studying again, from people who had not felt comfortable around the amateur radio community anymore. This is what the Pride Radio Group's for. Membership of the Pride Radio Group is free and comes with a sense of community built around the group Discord server. The Pride Radio Group operates club call signs VK3PRG and K3PRG and is now expanding into the UK, and we are seeking expressions of interest from members to found that branch. The Rainbow Amateur Radio Association. RARA strive to provide and foster friendship and goodwill in amateur radio, to educate members and the public about amateur radio operations, skills and licensing, to offer support to the queer community who share their common interest in amateur radio. They have several weekly on-air HF and VoIP nets, including one on Echolink, along with a members-only groups.io email list and social and community events with a North American focus. For more information on membership and the events of RARA, please visit www.rara.org. Things Folk Find Interesting. Welcome to Things Folk Find Interesting, the listener-submitted segment each week highlighting something they found interesting. Things I Find Interesting is not affiliated with the report, and commercial content cannot be accepted. If you've got something of interest and you think will be of interest to the wider Queer Rainbow family, please see the text version of this bulletin for submission information. Here's mine from this week. I'll get us started. Last month, The Short List, the film festival for everyone, aired Art, AIDS, and New York in the 80s, Vojna Ronovic. The film is available free for everyone to watch on Vice's YouTube channel, featuring the full 90-minute film and a further 90-minute feature with the director. If you've got an interest in the giants of the Pride movement, the history and struggle of queers through the 80s, and the AIDS crisis, this film will have you in tears, make you giggle, and highlight some important moments in the ongoing march towards acceptance. You can find the link in the text version of this bulletin. And that's it from the news desk. The Rainbow Radio Report would like to thank the following organizations for contributions, inspiration, articles, and support. The Pride Radio Group, Queers on the Air, the Rainbow Alliance of Radio Amateurs, the Star Observer. A full text version of this bulletin can be found later today at news.prideradio.group. And that's a wrap. Remember, whoever you love, whoever you are, there's a place for you here in radio. Look after yourself and each other. This is Jared, VK2WAY, for the weekly Radio Rainbow Report. Bulletin 001 for week Sunday, 10th of April, 2022. 73 for now. Back to you, Net Control.
Alrighty, PK2WAY, KJ7 OMO, your net control station returning. Alright, thank you very much for that bulletin. Do we have any other announcements or items of business or news for this net before we carry on? Please come now.
VK. That again. VK3 Juliet Echo Delta.
Alright, VK3JED, what news do you have for the net KJ7OMO?
Yeah, good day, Kimberly, everyone else. And for those that don't know, haven't heard, we now have SDN on the network. I've got NXDN 50535 running on my end of the network, and I believe a different NXDN talk group at your end in the US. So support NXDN, those nice Kenwood radios. KJ OMO with the group VK3JD.
Awesome as well. and that is also 21909. Alrighty, any other announcements for this net before we carry on? Alright, let's start taking check-ins. Check-ins, check-ins, check-ins. It's that time for check-ins. Starting off with those who are mobile, short on time, or if you just want to pop in, say hello, and come back. You may now come now with your call signs. Mobile, short on time, or just saying hello and popping out. Alright, one more call out for those who are mobile, short on time, or just want to pop in, say hello, and then pop out. Please come now with your call signs. Alrighty, anyone, anywhere. Doesn't matter if you're moving or not. If you would like to check into the Pride Radio group net, please come now with your awesome call signs.
VK3, Juliet Echo.
VK1 TTY over RF 145 366.
VK2 WAY by the DMR.
Alright, net control recognizes VK2WAY, VK3JED, and VK1TTY. Anyone else that would like to check in, please come now. Alright, do we have anyone else that would like to check in at this time? Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Alrighty, we're gonna send it over to VK2WAY. This is KJ70MO, your net control station.
KJ7OMO, VK2WAY, and the Pride Radio group net. And good Sunday afternoon, everyone, or some Saturday evening, Kimberly. And hope you're all having a wonderful day, evening, and enjoying, another net. And yeah, welcome everybody, I have to say. And sorry about the first part of the news. In my hurry to get it out on time and first time doing it, I missed the first segment, but I will get the complete web file up to the Discord server and up onto a web server later on today. So unfortunately ran out of time yesterday with work for that one. And yeah, busy day at work yesterday, Super Netball out at Olympic Park, and that kept me busy, as you folks have seen photos of for everyone who's checked in, I think. And I do know you may want to record BSD, who's off doing some chores. He checked in just before net as an IO, or at least to say he was on the side there. So may want to add BSD to the log, and he may come back once those chores are done, perhaps. Otherwise, hello to Tim, and hello to Tony. Glad to have you on net, Tony, and Tim. First timers, I think, getting on net here with us. So on that note, what's for dinner tonight, Kimberly? That's the question every week. Back to you. Net control, VK2WAY.
VK2WAYKJ7OMO returning. What is BSD's full call sign so I can add BSD to the log. And as for what's for dinner, I don't know yet. It's up to Mom. So I'll send it back to you real quick to get the BSD's poll call sign, and then we'll move on to the next person. This is KJ7OMO.
Yeah, KJ7OMO on the net. Call sign is VK2, same prefix as me. Particular 2, Bravo, Sierra Delta. Back to you.
Alright, I got it. Thank you very much. Alright, we're gonna send it over to VK3, Juliet Echo Delta. This is KJ7OMO.
Yeah, g'day Kimberley, everyone else. Yep, I'm getting in. For this over, I'm on M17, just on an Android tablet at the moment, but giving M17 a go. And Jared, you're a bit trigger happy. We're not on local RF here or contesting. Need to leave 3 or 4 seconds minimum between overs. It's actually causing some technical issues with the M17 part of the gateway. Not giving things enough time to reset and missing entire overs. It's lucky I've got about 4 or 5 radio networks running in parallel here, so I can hear it somewhere else. But yes, you are correct, Kimberley. My first time on this incarnation of the net, and the reason is for the last few weeks I've had state and national championships in a couple of sports, so that's taken up all of my weekends for the last 3 weeks. The season is now over, so I will be very regular on the net from now on over the next probably 9 months before the summer season starts going into chaotic mode again. It's usually the first 3 months of the year, it's pretty full on. So that's where we're at, and everything's going well. Been having fun getting the network upgraded. Nice to have NXDN added, and I will do an over later on NXDN. So look forward to that. KJ7OMO with the group, VK3JD on M17 this time.
VK3JED, this is KJ7OMO, your net control station. It is so good to finally have you on this net, and we definitely look forward to hearing you on this net, at least for the time that you are able to come. It's always good having you aboard. And welcome to this incarnation of the net. Hi. Okay, you're sounding pretty good on M17, by the way. No complaints about your audio there. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and check in with Victor Kilo 1 Tango Tango Yankee. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. And by the way, what pronouns do you use? That's the important question. Over to you now. KJ7OMO, your net control station.
Was just leaving a break there to see if there was anybody that was sitting on the side, but KJ7OMO, VK1 Tango Yankee. I guess it would be stroke L. Considering this is coming through on RF now on my side, I've got the signal link sorted out, and currently feeding RF from the Anytone that I have here at the shack, and it's feeding into 145 366 on horizontal FM, and it's beaming up towards Melbourne at the present moment in time. Still need to figure out how I get the Vox enabled on this. I'm going to have to go and figure it out in the inside of the core settings somewhere. There'll be a little setting that I'll need to enable. I just had to break there. I saw the signal link just cut out, and I'm sort of in between everything at the moment. just sort of using they, them at the moment, or between friends, or some form of sort of, figuring things out at the present moment in time. But good to see that the RF link on this side is working on 145.366 on horizontal. I'll pass it back to you there. KJ7 OMO VK1 TTY/L.
All right, VK1TTY, KJ7OMO returning. Well, you're sounding pretty good, though your audio might need to be bumped up just a tad bit, because it's a little bit on the low side. But other than that, you are sounding fairly good. And there's also a bit of a static burst every now and then on your end. Not sure where that's coming from. Alrighty, I think I heard VK2BSD earlier, so we're gonna check in with that station real quick. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station. Alrighty, if I remember correctly, I think they were in and out, so if any in and out stations wants to return at any time, feel free to do so at any, when we take more check-ins. Speaking of check-ins, we're at the bottom of the list, so do we have any check-ins for the Pride Radio GroupNet? Doesn't matter if you're moving or not, doesn't matter where you are located. If you can hear my voice and you would like to check in, feel free to check in. Feel free to come now with your awesome call signs and check into this awesome Pride Radio GroupNet.
Kilo Echo 6, Lima Golf Echo, Kilo Echo 6, Lima Golf Echo, Big Al, San Antonio.
Alright, Net Control recognizes KE6LGE from San Antonio, Texas. Do we have anyone else that would like to check into the Pride Radio GroupNet? Please come now. Alright, the sound of crickets means that there's no one else at this time, but not to worry, we'll have another go around. We're gonna send it over to KE6LGE. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio GroupNet.
KJ7OMO, this is KE6LGE. Hello there, Kimberly, and everybody else out there on the group. My company just took a... Oh, excuse me. Get out of breath. My company just took a poker break, so I thought I would check in real quick. So glad I had the opportunity to do so, and thanks for taking my check-in. Everybody have a wonderful evening and weekend, and be safe out there. Be sure you hug your loved ones. You never know what happens. This is KE6LGE from San Antonio, back to Net Control.
KE6LGE, KJ7OMO returning. Thank you so much for checking in, and we always look forward to hearing you on the net. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and send it up to the top of the list. Before we do that, Big Al, do you want to stay for a while, or is this, like, in and out?
Kimberly, consider it in and out because we're just taking a quick break from poker and they're starting to come back to the table already, so let me get after it. KE6LGE.
Alrighty, not a problem. Have fun with the poker game, and you stay safe out there. Thanks for stopping by. All right, we're gonna send it back up to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO and the net VK2WAY returning this time on Echo Link into VK2ROT repeater, just for something different. I might come in via another mode next time as well. We'll see how we go. Welcome to the group there, Alan, and nice to hear you there from Texas, and I think to Tim there, yes. Playing with pronouns, that was a couple of years ago for me, and it's fluctuated on and off over time, and I find in different environments I'm more and less comfortable with different things. For instance, in sports AV production, a lot of the folks I meet once and never again kind of thing, I find it just easier not to worry too much, I guess, but certainly from my friends and I guess the fellow queer community that handles it, well, not so much handles it better, but is more open to the explanation. I don't want to have the explanation. I got tired of having the explanation, let's just say, over and over again, so sometimes I find it just easier to accept the defaults. It's a shame, but yeah, I would prefer not having to do that, but yeah, that's kind of where I am on the pronoun thing you brought up there in your over, and yeah, I hope you're taking everyone's money there, KE6LGE, Alan, with that poker game you've got going on. It sounds like you're hosting there, so glad you can be listening on the side, though. Trying to keep it slower for everybody, too, and I was probably too trigger-happy this time as well, but let's hope I can fix that. VK2WAY, back to net control, KJ7OMO.
VK2WAYKJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Yeah, you definitely wanna take it easy on that trigger, because being trigger happy is not always a good thing. Definitely don't want to break the network. All right, we're gonna send it back to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net. How come my transmission did not end? Oh. Whoops.
Yeah, okay, Kimberly. And, yep, that's working. Now I'm on D-Star. I thought I'd give D-Star a bit of a run since we got the radio, and I'm now running through a secondary hotspot here. It's an open spot one that permanently sits on D-Star on a dedicated simplex frequency. So, yeah, throwing some real RF around, and yeah, I can hear myself coming back on the other devices. Yeah, got multiple radios and phones and tablets and you name it going here, and monitoring only half of what the system's capable of. So, yeah, there's a lot happening, and yeah, I haven't myself had to grapple with pronouns, but I certainly pay attention to other people's pronouns of both my own life experience and some volunteer and even paid roles I've had in the autism community, where there's a very high proportion of trans people in the population. Pronouns became very important to understand and respect. So yeah, I've sort of come through that path and try and keep myself where people are at. And yeah, you tell me your pronouns, I'll use them. And I really like how on Discord a lot of us do put our pronouns in our nickname, which makes it extremly easy and yeah, very hard, very easy to keep track of. It's like an automatic reminder all the time of what everyone's pronouns are. And been having a lot of fun with the system. Spent last night scratching my head to get NXDN up, and then I hit upon a solution this morning and got that going about half an hour before the net. I will do an over on NXDN later just to give it a good test drive. Lots of fun and games. Anyway, back to you, Kimberley, KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD on D-Star.
VK3JED KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. You're sounding pretty good on D-Star. Also, no complaints about your audio. And totally agree with the pronouns being so important. It's important that we address each other properly. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and if people tell me what their pronouns are, I have no trouble using them. Though there are some that I might struggle a little bit with, like the Neo ones, but I try my best, my absolute best, to use them and to get them right. It just, So, other than that, I'm not sure what else to say, so I'm going to go ahead and send it over to VK1TTY. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
Fuck up.
VK1TTY, was that you? KJ7OMO, I heard maybe about a second or two of your audio and then you cut out.
Yeah, for your information, Kimberley, there's been a technical hitch at TTY's end with a computer crash, so you'll have to try them again later. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD on All-Star for your info.
Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and get back with VK1TTY later when they recover from the crash. Alright, well, it is the end of the list, so it's time that we get more check-ins. So if anyone would like to check into the Pride Radio Group net, feel free to come now with your call signs.
VK2BSD did connect to my system, but hasn't responded to your call. Just rattling the cage there for you a bit. VK3JD.
To my YouTube viewers, when I said neo-pronouns earlier, I meant pronouns that are outside of she, her, they, them, or he, him. For example, fey, fair, or some other examples. Those I struggle with remembering more, but again, I will try my best to get those right. It just takes a bit for me to remember.
You might want to keep an eye on Discord, but it looks like both of them are having technical issues.
Alright, not a problem. We will keep an eye out on that. But do we have any more check-ins for the Pride Radio Group Net? Feel free to come now with your calls. Awesome call signs. All right, it's crickets, 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 and more crickets. So, not to worry, we'll take more check-ins in a little bit. But for right now, we're sending it back to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
VK2WAY returning to the Pride Radio Group net, and this time coming direct into the heart of our network, into the analog reflector, so via the web client, just to give it a whirl. So that's how we are this time. And badges, we all need badges or something, don't we? Permanent pronoun badges on everyone would be way better, because as we all know, you can't just do it by sight. And as JED mentioned there, and you too, Omo, I think those of us who have been around folks for a while find it easier, and bring that ease of change of folks' names and pronouns and things to the wider community is something that I think is incredibly important. So that's why I do, and I use them professionally for the most part for my day job and other things. It's more the environments where they are a fleeting non-social professional contacts that don't, that aren't going to be permanent parts of my working life. I just don't feel the need to explain and break for a sec. And there's been some interesting situations in the sports world, let's just say, where folks have made some deal of it that wasn't necessary. One of those being a MAGA hat wearer who I worked with for some time a little while ago. But that's a longer story for another time. Other than that, I think BSD was, I know having some problems there now, but was off on the side. So surprised they're not coming into ROT there, BSD. You've got another way in that should be working. It seems to be working at least this end. Radio's still lit up on the other side of the room. It's turned down though, so I don't echo. Other than that, I guess we haven't asked either Jay or haven't asked anybody else on the net. Usually it's just the Kimberly and Jared show, so the dinner is that topic of conversation, which I asked Kimberly before. What's on the menu today, everybody else? That's my ongoing question. It's always about food here at VK2HQ, VK2HQ. And on that note, back to you, Net Control, KJ7OMO, VK2WAY.
VK2WAY, KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Totally agree with putting your pronouns where everybody could see them. Rather it's on your username or your display name, or rather sticking it on a pin that's on your shirt or blouse or whatever. Because having pronouns visible makes things a lot easier. Especially if you're someone who uses pronouns that are not he, him, she, her, or they, them. But, the alternative pronouns instead. Those are the ones I struggle with the most. But after a while of seeing it or hearing it, I'll be able to remember them and get it right every time. So it just takes a while. But definitely having your pronouns visible definitely does help with that process quite a bit. And as for what's on the menu, it'll be nice to hear what everyone else has for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or whatever the time is for you that you're eating. But I'm still waiting on my mom to finish cooking me dinner, so until she's done, I have no clue. So we're going to go ahead and send it over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
Kimberly, and some of these other pronouns can be a bit tricky, but you sort of, as you said, you get used to them after a while. Anyway, we have changed modes again. I am now on the brand new NXDN talk group 50535, which is running quite well. I just swapped the phone across to that. I'll put the phone back on Discord after this over so I can monitor traffic there. Having the ability to monitor Discord while on the net is extremely helpful, as we found out a little earlier. But yeah, I thought I'd sacrifice that to give NXDN a bit of a run. So yeah, I'm on a different device. When I was on M17, I was on a tablet. I'm now on the iPhone. So yeah, we've changed devices again. And yeah, that was a clever trick. Yeah, logging into your web interface there, Jared. Yeah, I've got the same capability here, but yeah, that tends to be lower down. I'm not as keen on the receive audio out of it, so I just use that as a emergency backup system when all else fails. The fact that any old web browser can get into it is the strength of it. And other things, yeah. The world of sport can be interesting, although everyone knows me, no one cares nowadays. It's not even a subject of conversation unless we sort of talk about what the other half's up to, or the house bill that's going, or something that involves both of us. It's just seamless everyday conversation, no big deal. There's a lot of good stuff going on. I don't do the foodie thing myself, not me, as far as talking about it in social media and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, in fact, sometimes I glaze over on those conversations, but that's just me. Where I'm at, I'm sort of in a bit of a rest period, relaxing, catching up with a few technical projects and things that need fixing, which I'll go back to fixing some bulletin board stuff when we finish playing with the radio. Plus, check out where the house is at. It's only a few k's down the road, so fairly easy to drop in and check on the status of the build and get some photos for posterity. Anyway, KJ7OMO with the group, VK3JD on the brand new wet paint NXDN.
All right, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. I'll just blame Jared, VK2WEY, for bringing up the food stuff. yeah, blame them for that. But yeah, experimenting with radio-related stuff and server-related stuff and all that stuff, it's just really fun, and so glad that we finally got more modes that folks can reach us at, and we're definitely not stopping there, because if there's any other mode that we don't know about and it's out there and we can link it, you bet we are going to link that mode. Alright, we're gonna go ahead now and see if VK1TTY is able to check back in. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station. VK1TTY, KJ7OMO. Alright, it looks like that station still has technical problems, so I heard that VK2BSD wants to check back in, so let's send it over to VK2BSD. This is KJ7OMO.
Steve, I said no such thing. Coming in via UHF FM on VK2ROT, which has quite a bit of noise coming out this side today, but at least the audio quality is better than on D-Star.
All right, Victor Kilo 2, Bravo Sierra Delta. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. You're sounding pretty good. Very little noise, if any, so yeah, it's all good. All right, well, we're at the bottom of the list again, so let's see if we can get more people on this list. If you would like to check into the Pride Radio group net, feel free to come now with your call signs.
Golf Mike Charlie.
All right, station with Golf Mike Charlie. Could you repeat your call sign one more time?
Victor Kilo 2, Golf Mike Charlie. Victor Kilo 2, GMC. Over.
All right, net control recognizes Victor Kilo 2, Golf Mike Charlie. Do we have anyone else that would like to check into the Pride Radio group net? Feel free to come now with your awesome call signs. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station. All right, it looks like we got one more on the list. Victor Kilo 2, Golf Mike Charlie. This is KJ7OMO.
Charlie, good afternoon from me, and I suppose it's a good morning to you. Name here is Greg, Golf Romeo Echo Golf, Greg. I'm mucking around programming the radio up, and I heard you on, and I'm not too sure if this is a regular net group that calls in and hosts, but yeah, maybe you can enlighten me next over. This is VK2 GMC handing it back to you, and thank you for joining me in.
All right, well, welcome aboard the Pride Radio group net. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. I believe that would be early afternoon, I think, for the Sydney area, and that would be 7 in the evening for me. And I'm going to go ahead and send it over to VK2WAY, where they can better explain the net than I can. VK2WAY, over to you from KJ7OMO, your net control station.
This is BK2WAY returning it to the net and turning down some radios in the background so I don't echo. And welcome to the net, VK2GMC, fellow Sydney sider, Jared this way from the Waverley Amateur Radio Society, and we requested the repeater use for the Global Pride Network net for Sunday afternoons. So there are some locals here monitoring and part of the club, but yeah, we've bridged in ROT. We have a repeater in Arizona as well, along with just about every digital mode that both Tony and Kimberly can get their hands on there. So cross mode bridge, we're going into FreeDMR, TGIF, D-Star, let NXDN new yesterday. Pretty much any mode you can imagine is being bridged in here. So yes, it's on ROT, based out of KJ7OMO hosting it, and a weekly net at midday local now. Back to you, KJ7OMO and the net, VK2WAY.
Alright, this is KJ7OMO returning. We're going to go ahead and send it back to VK2GMC real quick for a comment before we move on to the with the rest of the list.
And you came in a little bit scratchy for me. I'm not sure if it's my end or your end, but thank you for the explanation. And I won't hold it. I'll hand it back to the net controller, VK2 GMC.
All right, being that this is a roundtable net, would you like to stay on the list and be called back later? All right, all I got was a static burst this time.
I'll jump back in there, VK2WAY returning, and just to VK2GMC, if you're still listening, both VK2BSD and myself had lots of noise on RX from ROT this morning, so it might not be your end, just for your information there. VK2WAY going back to net control, sorry for the interruption.
Alright, not a problem. Yeah, it would be a good idea to, key up for maybe a couple of seconds before talking to make sure that all the repeaters and other systems are keying up, because that has been an issue with the system. There tends to be a delay before we could actually hear what's going on. Anyways, we're gonna move along, and we're gonna send it over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO.
Okay, Kimberley, and yep, we are up. Change the mode again, this time DMR. Of continuing mode roulette, and you'll never know which one I've come up with so far. Other than a little bit of admin stuff on All-Star, I've managed a different mode every over, and I've still got a few left up my sleeve. The Sydney side is sounding really good on our end, but it sounds like there's some issues with the path going the other way. Hopefully I'll get to hook the local repeater VK3RBO up next week and stamp on that. But there's been some technical issues with their internet, and I did report it the other day, so sorted, and last time it was sorted. RBO back onto the seen the audio come back for a second. But we are back. It's fun getting used to this net, and haven't heard any of the RARA people pop in, even though we did let them know when the net was. In my reply to you on their mailing list, I did put a reminder as to when the net was. But I might try and pop in on their net tomorrow. I'll talk to you, since you're a member, I'll talk to you about that off list. I don't want to go spreading that round without talking to someone from the board there first as to how far to spread it, because I can't remember what their policies are. That's all for this over. KJ7OMO, the group VK3JD on DMR.
VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. You were breaking up quite a bit, so I wasn't able to hear everything. But yeah, we shall definitely talk about the Ara. Sorry, I'm going through a stuttering problem. Rara stuff. Once we're done with this net. Anyways, let's see if Victor Kilo 1 Tango Tango Yankee has solved their technical issues. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar. Mike Oscar, your net control station. VK1TTY, are you out there? KJ7OMO. Alright, apparently not. I'll go ahead and check them out for right now, and VK1TTY is welcome to check back in when we take more check-ins. But in the meantime, we are gonna move on to Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
KJ7OMO, VK2WAY returning. And yeah, I missed quite the NXDN party you folks had at Network Ops yesterday. And it's a shame, it is a mode I have been meaning to play with, but just have not gotten around to it. So I think I might have to play catch up in the next few days to catch up to where you folks are. But congrats to both of you on getting the new modes up and running in LinkedIn and expanding the network ever more. And yeah, looking forward to combining resources, I guess you could say, with the Rara folks when or if they should be open to that. And while we, if there is any policies on participation that excludes the general radio population from their groups, we probably won't be able to carry that on ROT, but certainly across my nodes and digital modes, that's more than welcome if that can go ahead. Other than that, it's getting close to the top of the hour, so yeah. Let's hand back to Net Control, VK2WAY.
VK2WAY. I was actually calling for VK2BSD, but anyways, we're gonna try VK2BSD one more time. This is KJ7OMO. Alright, looks like Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta disappeared on us, so we'll check back with them later. Victor Kilo 2 Golf Mike Charlie, it's your turn again. KJ7OMO, your net control station. Hang on a second, everyone. I'm having some technical trouble. KJ7OMO. Alright, problem has been fixed. Sorry about that, y'all. We'll try VK2GMC one more time. This is KJ7OMO. Alright, well, looks like we lost that station, so we have now approached the bottom of the list, so time for more check-ins. Do we have anyone else that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net? Feel free to come now with your awesome call signs. Anyone else that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net, feel free to come now with your call signs. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station. Alright, it doesn't look like it, so we're gonna send it back to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO.
VK2WAY returning via Echo Link, and let me just kill that echo. Alright, VK2WAY returning. VK2WAY returning without an echo in my ear this time, coming into VK2ROT via Echo Link and listening to me on the other side of the room, and there is definitely a lot of RX noise on that repeater at the moment. Apologies, people. I will let the folks know who run the All-Star node connected to that, and the repeater folks know that that's been going on, and I did have some other notes here just on that last one. Actually, no, I did get that over. That was my notes for the last over. Wow, we're running out of things to say, so I'm going to say, well, thank you everyone for joining, and it's been a pleasure as usual, and yeah, hopefully we can get a few more check-ins next time around, and to the rest of the group who are on the side or unable to press that PTT button if you're just listening in, shout out to you too, and look forward to a future where you're licensed and joining us too. This is VK2WAY heading back to KJ7OMO and the net.
VK2WAYKJ7OMO returning. Yes, for those of you who are scanner listeners and you don't have your license yet, I encourage you to get licensed so that you could be able to join us on the air and also join other folks on the air as well, and just have a lot of fun. So make sure you get your licenses if you'd like to have fun with us. All right, we're going to send it over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
Oh, I second that. It definitely get the license and have that. Just turn that down for a sec, or I'll just turn it so I can just hear it in the background. Looks like I've got a decent level adjusting on the phone. I am now on P25. Had to go back to the phone. The tablet's connectivity went a bit screwy, so I shut the tablet down. I'll investigate that later. So, yeah, on the phone, running P25. I actually wish I had a real P25 radio, but at the moment I don't. Yeah, one of these days I'll have to haul out my M17 RS setup and do M17 into my, into my repeater, or the hotspot's even better. Set up the hotspot to link into the system and talk some M17 from the backyard where I am at the moment, and always something to play with. That's the beauty of amateur radio. You don't get bored, you just go find something else. And in the past, for those that haven't got their licence yet, in the past 30 odd years, the list of things I've done is quite long, and usual HF, VHF, UHF, contesting, satellites. I've done a fair bit of that, bit of fox hunting, an ARDF, another DF work, chased the odd balloon, got into all this digital voice stuff, which I've been doing for over 20 years now, starting with IRLP, and moving on from there as new modes came about, and lots of other bits and pieces in radio, a bit of packet radio on and off, and I do APRS now. So it's one of those activities where there's just an endless array of things to do. I'm yet to do FT8, but that may happen soon when I take on parks on the air. That's now a good time of year to start thinking about that. So I'll have to set the laptop up for that. Done a bit of WinLink, a bit of ALE. The list is endless. So if you haven't got your licence and you haven't thought about it, have a go. If you're waiting on it, when it comes through, you've got so many things to try, and it's all good fun. You find what you like, and you get to talk to people like the people here on this net, which is also good fun as well. So I've lost count how many modes I've used, but I've still got a couple left up my sleeve. KJ7OMO with the group, BK3JED, this time on P25.
VK3JED, KJ7OMO, your net control station, returning. Yeah, it sounds like you've been having a lot of fun on the radio there. I myself, I've been doing a lot of HF and a little bit of VHF, UHF. Occasionally, I've been doing some digital modes such as DMR and the ASUS system Fusion, to name a couple. And here recently, I've made a few contacts on the International Space Station repeater. So technically satellite contacts, and that was a lot of fun. Talking into the International Space Station and all that stuff. So yeah, with the amateur radio license, you could really do some amazing things, and just being able to talk to folks on HF far and wide without the need of, an internet connection, that is pretty amazing right there. So yeah, once again, if you don't have your license yet, anyone who's listening, I strongly urge you to get it, because you're missing out on a lot of fun on the radio. All right, we're gonna check back in with VK2BSD. This is KJ7OMO. Alright, well, looks like we lost VK2BSD, so I'm going to check them out, and they are welcome to come back when we take more check-ins. VK2GMC, this is KJ70MO. Alright, well, looks like that station is gone, so we'll check them out as well. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we can get some more call signs on this list. If you're hearing my voice, and if you're hearing this net, and if you would like to participate in this net, feel free to come now with your awesome call signs. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Sierra Golf. I'm just going to be in and out, hoping that VK2WAY gets the top used talk group figure. So I'm just doing my part.
Alright, just to make sure I heard you correctly, are you Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Sierra Golf?
Kimberly, your bells are dropping early before you finish speaking, but yes, it is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Sierra Golf.
Alright, thanks for letting me know. Kind of a weird problem. Okay, alright, net control recognizes Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Sierra Golf. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. Okay, do we have anyone else that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net? Feel free to come now with your call signs. This is KJ70MO, your net control station.
Lima, India, Tango.
Lima, India, Tango. Could you repeat your call sign again, please?
That's Victor Kilowatt 3, Lima, India, Tango. EK3, Lima, India, Tango. Over.
Net control recognizes Victor Kilo 3, Lima, India, Tango. Do we have anyone else that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net? Feel free to come now with your call signs. Alright, we're gonna send it over to VK3LIT. This is KJ70MO. Victor Kilo 3, Lima India Tango. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control station.
KJ7 OMO from VK3 Lima India Tango. Just double checking that you're calling me in, Kimberly. I think I can hear you. I'm coming across over DMR, but I'm not hearing the other stations, so I just want to make sure you're in fact calling me in. I just missed that last over.
Alrighty, well, if I can hear you and you can hear me, then you should be able to hear the other stations. So yes, you are making it into the system. So, what kind of traffic do you have for the net, and what pronouns do you use?
J7 OMO from VK3 LIT. Yeah, thank you for checking. Just wanted to make sure. I've only just configured the talk group into this DMR radio, so I'm not 100% sure I've got it right, but I think it is all working. I'll come back maybe if there's another over with some more. For now, just saying hello to everybody, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I, like others, sunny Melbourne, was just out for some breakfast earlier and popped back in, hoping to get onto the net in time, and glad that I could check in. Back to you, KJ7 OMO from VK3 Lima India Tango.
Alright, VK3 Lima India Tango, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Alrighty, thank you for checking in, and before we send it up to the top of the list, would you like to stay on the roundtable and be called back later on?
Yes, please. That'll be fun. I'll be around, so I'll stay for at least another round. KJ7 OMO VK3 LIT.
Alright, awesome. We shall call you back in a little bit. Alright, we're gonna send it over to Victor Kilo 2, Whiskey Alpha Yankee. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control station.
This is BK2WAY returning to net and making sure all other modes are turned down before I transmit this time, so I'm not echoing everywhere. Still coming in via Echo Link to ROT, and been monitoring the FM out of ROT for a little bit now, and it is very, very noisy. I've got some video I've just taken of the radio RXing. It's usually very clear where the antenna and radio and feed line are. So it's a new problem, and one that hasn't. Occasionally it happens, but I'm assuming it's probably noise at the All-Star node end, which is located across the road, is my understanding from the repeater at BK2FOY's place. So I might send some video off to him later on today. Welcome to the net there, Bradley and Colin. I think you both checked in since I did my last over, and great to hear you. I'm curious which DMR LAT there is using, because we do go out on a range of DMRs, and yeah, I'm not seeing you on the free DMR master, so I'm assuming over on TGIF 2969 perhaps. VK2WAY back to KJ7 OMO and the net.
Alright, to those of you who are on YouTube, my apologies for the for my mic going into one channel only. That's just the nature of my microphone, but I will try to fix it next time so that it'll come out of both audio channels, so please bear with me. VK2WAY KJ7 OMO returning. Alright, sorry about that. I got a little bit distracted here for a moment. Apparently my microphone is only coming out on one channel on the YouTube stream. And by the way, I'm streaming this net on YouTube. I forgot to mention that earlier. And apparently my microphone only is... Basically, my microphone is a one-channel mic. So those on YouTube are only going to hear one channel. But I'll fix it next time so that you'll be able to hear it on both channels. So for right now, just if you're listening in on YouTube, just bear with me here. Anyways, doggone, I forgot what you said. But anyways, I'm gonna send it over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
Yeah, okay, Kimberly. And, another mode change. I'm now on Echolink, going into the VK3JD-L hub. And, so we've had yet another change of mode. And, another one down. Good to hear Brad again. That's a long time. I don't know if we've spoken much since we met in the park a number of months ago. And I think we'll have to talk to Michaela about having another face-to-face get-together now that it's easy to do. And that was a good spot for me because I can jump down on the train. I did come by car that time, but it's even better to come by train because it's 5 minutes, if that, less than 5 minutes walk from the main station at Southern Cross. And also good to hear Colin. There's another name I haven't heard or seen on Discord for some time. So, nice to see some old call signs appearing on the net here, which is really good. Just sort of think what else is they going to do. It's definitely been fun getting everything up and running. And, for a long time my system was just an experiment of mine that really had no purpose other than occasionally helping out.
Node 2105.
Part of the Pride Network, and it really has a role of its own as part of that network. So all good fun.
YouTube.
And the weather here in Bendigo, I'm only 150 kilometres from Melbourne, but the weather can be very different. But today it's partly cloudy and quite warm. It was overcast this morning, but the sun's really poking through now, and quite a nice afternoon. Back to you, Kimberly. KJ7OMO, the group VK3JD.
VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. Alright, well, the audio dropped out for a quick moment because I had to switch my microphone over to mono mode so that folks on the YouTube side could hear me on both channels. So that caused all my audio to, stop working for a good 5 or so seconds. So, anyways, that sounds like a lot of stuff happening on your end. So, I'm going to go ahead now and... Hang on a second. Let me reset real quick. Dang it. Here we go. Alright, everything's good now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and send it over to VK3LIT. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
KJ7OMO from VK3LIT. Great to hear you all, Kimberly, and I heard Jared, and also Tony. So this is clearly working. I couldn't hear other there's probably something on my end. I think there's got two VFOs, and I actually think some traffic was coming in on the other one, which might have been blocking things, but it's all working now, which is fantastic. Jared, just to come back to you on your question, so I'm connected to talk group 5053029, and I'm just going through a little hotspot at home that's connected to the Brandmeister network. I believe this is on the free DMR network, so I'm a little bit surprised that it's working. I don't know if the two are connected. I must be honest, I just tried and configured the talk group into my radio and heated up with hot luck, hoping that I might get in, and it worked. So, being a bit ignorant on this side of the world over here, maybe someone can educate me in how on how I'm connecting. But yeah, I'm on DMR talk group 5053029. Tony, I have a feeling that might have something to do with your setup. I think I might have seen that talk group registered under your name somewhere, so maybe you've got something to do with it. And good to hear you again. Yeah, it's been a long time. Feels like a long time since we had that picnic. I'm actually struggling to remember if it was before or after our last lockdown, but we should do that again. That was a lot of fun. Maybe we should plan for a picnic before the weather gets too cold and join the net from the garden somewhere. That could be a bit of fun. Back to net control, KJ7 over from VK3 LIT.
Victor, Kilo 3, Lima, India Tango from Kilo, Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, returning. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Meeting up for all those fun things. One of these days I would love to make my way over to Australia and have some fun there, meet up with, all of you folks, and just have some real fun. Hopefully one of these days, if I could, once A, the COVID situation is over with, and B, that I can be able to afford the trip. I'm definitely wanting to go to Australia. That is on the list of things that I would love to do. But for right now, we're gonna see if we can get some more check-ins for the Pride Radio group net. Let's get some more call signs added to the list. So if anyone would like to check into the Pride Radio group net, feel free to come now with your awesome call signs. Alright, do we have anybody that would like to check in, or anybody that would like to come back and check back again? So, anybody, anyone, anywhere, doesn't matter if you have never checked in before, or if you have checked in previously but pop out and you decide you want to come back. So, anyone, anywhere, feel free to come now with your call signs. Alright, we're going to send it back to VK2WAY. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
This is VK2WAY returning to the net, and this practice of mine of having multiple radios on to turn down before I hit the PTT button is adding a suitable delay, so I think I'll continue doing that. VK3LIT, love the... Hang on, sorry, no, different thing going on in the background there. Let me just turn that one off too. Wow, too many things monitoring here as usual. That was PSRG going off in the background there. And I cannot find the window to kill it. Great, too many tabs open as well. VK3LIT, as I was about to say, yes, I don't know about, well, that is JED's Brandmeister Talk Group, his own DMR ID based one there, so... for the DMR side of things, I link in TGIF and FreeDMR, both with named low number talk groups. So, but however you're getting in, it is working perfectly. So good to hear you today. It's been, weather actually. JED brought that one up, and there we go. Found the tab, and I'm disconnected PSRG now as well, so I can hear properly. What was I about to say? Break. JED was saying. Oh, I've lost my train of thought completely thanks to PSRG going off in the background there. I'm going to hand it back to Net Control on that note. But, yeah, thank you, Kimberly. KJ7OMO, this is VK2WAY.
VK2WAY, KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, you're not the only one that loses their train of thoughts. Hi. VK3JED, KJ7OMO, your Net Control station.
And we are on a new mode. I am now on Fusion, on 50535, on YSF Reflector 50535 Fusion. Using the phone, I'd have to rejig a hotspot to get the radio, because at the moment DMR's taking over the main hotspot on both time slots. One time slot has Brandmeister, the other time slot has the net on free DMR. So, and for your info there, Brad, you are coming through on my system. It's linked to that talk group that you're on, as Jared pointed out. So yeah, Jared's 100% correct. That talk group's linked directly to the YSF reflector I'm on, and then that YSF reflector's bridged directly to NXDN, and it's also bridged to the main transcoding hub. Yes, all the modes that use the same codec are together, and then they're all shipped off to the main hub for transcoding for all the other modes, and the links to the other two sites, Jared's and Kimberley's, scattered around the world. So that's how that's working. And one other thing I meant to ask, we were talking about running when we met. I wonder if you've kept that up. Now that I've finished my track season, I'm back in the park runs, and I surprised myself yesterday with 26 minutes and 4 seconds. I was expecting about a minute slower. I was expecting around 27, so my first park run for the winter season, and off to a good start. The 5K, and for added effect, I was wearing my Melbourne front runners gear. Huffily flying a pride flag on the local parkrun course. So that's my first 5K for 2022 out of the way, and in 2 weeks' time I get my 25 parkrun milestone. Anyway, on that note, back to Net Control, KJ7OMO, the group, VK3J.
VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. If I tried to run around like you do, I'd be lucky to maybe run to the front of my door and back to my seat before I lose my breath. One of these days I should get myself in condition so that I can run like you can. Hi. But yeah, you're sounding pretty good on System Fusion. Not too bad at all. All right, we're gonna send it back to VK3LIT. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
OMO from VK3LIT. A few things to come back on. So Kimberly, you should absolutely visit Australia when it's safe and you get the chance. Let us know if you need a place to stay. Very welcome if you're looking to come to the Melbourne area and need a spot to crash. And Jared, thanks for and Tony both, thanks for the points around the DMR information. Tony, your system's working really well. Thanks for putting that talk group in. I thought it had something to do with you because when I was doing some reading around trying to figure out the talk groups for this net, I noticed your name pop up a few times, and I thought, this probably has something to do with Tony's setup. I'd be interested to know where all the mixing is happening. I imagine it's all the multi-mode stuff is getting mixed at some central point somewhere. I'd be interested to know where that is hosted. And on the running, yeah, I still am very much running. I went out yesterday, only ran about 4 or 5 kilometers, nothing hectic. I've recently changed my running shoes. My previous pair was falling to pieces, and it's amazing the difference it makes when you buy a new pair of shoes. I'm totally blaming the tools here, but I feel like this is certainly a lot more comfortable, even running short little distances. My other pair of shoes was kind of falling to pieces in the way overdue, so glad to have gotten that out of the way. Still haven't run any major long distances, just sort of around the block. Enough to try and keep the heart ticking. Nothing too serious on this slide. Back to you, Kimberly, KJ7OMO from VK3LIT.
All right, VK3LIT, KJ7OMO returning. Alrighty, sounds good to me. And all right, before we take any more check-ins, as a reminder to everyone, if you just now stumbled upon this repeater and you've been listening to us for a while, hi, this is the Pride Radio Group Net, and we meet here every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. And if you would like to join us on the VK2ROT repeater, the frequency is 438.575 with a -5 offset and a 91.5 hertz PL tone. And you can also follow the net on NetLogger by downloading the NetLogger app to your computer, Windows or Mac. I'm not sure if it's on Linux, but I believe it's on Linux too. Okay, do we have anyone else that would like to check into this Pride Radio Group Net? Feel free to come now with your awesome call signs.
KJ7NUW, Madeline in Seattle.
All right, Net Control recognizes KJ7NUW. Do we have anyone else that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net? Feel free to come now with your call signs. All right, rather than putting up with the sounds of crickets, let's send it over to Kilo Juliet 7 November Uniform Whiskey. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control station.
Well, hi, Kimberly, and hello to the net. This is Madeline, KJ7NUW. I am coming to you from Seattle, Washington in the U.S., and just enjoying the net for the very first time tonight. am sitting on the couch and have been earlier tonight watching a little bit of TV with my girlfriend, who is here next to me on the couch, also enjoying the Pride net tonight. And so, well, that's about it. Not too much to report since it's my first time and mostly just enjoying listening in. But, I'm very glad to have found the net, and thanks for running the net tonight. So this is KJ7NUW sending it back to net.
Alrighty, KJ7NUW, KJ7OMO returning. Would you like to stay on the list and be called again in a little bit?
Sure, I would love that. Thank you, KJ7NUW.
Alrighty, welcome aboard the net. And we're going to send it back to Victor Kilo 2, Whiskey Alpha Yankee. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
KJ7OMO and the net, VK2WAY returning, and welcome Madeline, KJ7NUW, fellow folk from Quota, who I've mentioned recently on our Discord over on Pride Radio Group, and the lovely little badges I think Joan made for each of us, who are mostly folks around the PSRG repeater. So great to have you over here, and you are all invited every time, Madeline and that whole Seattle crew of the queers that Joan's put around her in that little group there, and such a wonderful bunch of people. So wonderful to have you along here, and I'm so glad you've made it. Kimberly, yes, NetLogger runs perfectly well for Linux. I'm running it right now. And I did have one note from around before. JET brought up weather. And from VK2WAY-1 APRS Weather Exchange, 23.9 degrees Celsius currently in Sydney. That's 75 for the measurement impaired. And currently 71% humidity, pressure of 119.2. It hasn't rained today, which is highly unusual for Sydney this week. Other than that, good to hear everybody on the net tonight, and we're cracking on to, I think that's now 90 minutes into net. We are the top talk group on free DMR, and lots of other great stuff happening on out there. So I'm going to hand it back to Kimberly there, and let's keep on moving down the list. VK2WAY handing back to net control, KJ7OMO.
VK2WAYKJ7OMO returning. Alright, sounds awesome. Glad to know that NetLogger also works on Linux. And, we definitely welcome anybody and everybody on this net. As long as they're not coming in to hate on us, of course. Hi. Not much else to say at the moment, so I'm going to send it over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO, and by the way, I encourage everyone to make your pronouns known so that we could address you properly. Over to you, VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO.
Yeah, you're doing a wonderful job there, Kimberly. Yeah, and I'm getting through. Just decenting the other radio, I think. So I wander away so I can hear it in the background. I do like to know things are going through. It's a skill I've learned. I've been talking to Jared about that in recent weeks. But after 22 years of doing this stuff, 21 years, you get used to hearing yourself come back slightly delayed, and it feels weird when you don't hear yourself come back. So, it's all good fun. And, welcome to Madeline, I think it was. Quota would be another great group to have join us on the net. And to fulfill Kimberly's request, for those that don't know me, my pronouns are he, him. That should settle that one. And I do for those that haven't seen me on Discord, I do fly them on Discord routinely in the Pride Radio group. So, all good. And Brad, a new pair of shoes will work wonders. I'm on a new pair of Nikes at the moment and loving them. I've got a couple of pairs that do slightly different things. I've got another one for which I use for shorter, faster stuff like 1Ks and shorter, which I'll be doing a bit in cross country. I'll have to get some new laces for them. They had a bit of a mishap the other week, and we must get down, catch up for a run, whether it's with the front runners or something else. And if you're going to do that, you need to do it sometime in the next 3 to 4 months before I go back into summer mode and shorten my distances again. But for the next 3 to 4 months, I'll be doing a lot of 5K stuff, mostly park runs up here. And of course, you can always come up here. It's a nice train trip or a nice drive, however you travel. And you asked about how the system works here. There's a transcoding hub on my system, which merges 5 feeds, I think it is. Feeds are organised by the codec. Got one that's called analog that basically comes from All Star, and then there's 3 or 4 other. There's 2 AMBEs. There's codec 2, and there's IMBE. So there's 4 from the various digital networks, which DMR's on the AMB plus 2 branch. To get to the rest of the world, the audio is actually shipped off using PCM to both Kimberley's and Jared's system, and they have a similar setup to what I've got to locally combine their modes. And as I said, between the sites we run PCM SRP, which transfers good quality audio in PC and all the call sign data. So we can see call signs across the net, and I can see that Jared is still running VK2ROT via the long path when there's not one but 2 systems in Sydney. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
Well, I got bad news for you, Tony. You timed out the system. But we didn't lose anything of what you said. You basically timed out right when you were about ready to hand it back to us. So we only lost maybe the last, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds of your audio. So, yeah. Might want to keep an eye on the timer, because, the timeout is 3 minutes. So anyways, our system is basically a complex web of interconnected things going on, and it gets a little too complicated to explain, and even more complicated to set it up from the get-go. But anyways, we made it work, and it's working pretty good. Alrighty, I'm gonna send it over to VK3LIT. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
KJ7OMO from VK3 Lima India Tango. Well, you say it's a complicated setup, but it's working really well. I actually heard Tony throughout his over, but I am, I guess, on your talk group, Tony, so that's probably why you came through okay to me. Maybe it was a different part of the link that dropped for that 10 seconds. Welcome, Madeline. Good to meet you over the air. You mentioned this was your first time on there. It's my first time joining the net as well, so thank you for having me. And Jared, you said it was 21 degrees in Sydney. That sounds really nice. I think it's a bit warmer here in Melbourne, but I haven't checked the temperature. I should do that. I hope that it's the rain is subsided, because I know it's been really crazy up there in Sydney to the point where there's been flooding. So I hope you've managed to avoid that. And Tony, good on the new pair of Nike shoes. I've never tried Nike shoes. My old pair of shoes was a pair of Asics, which I really liked. And I must be honest, this new pair, I don't even know what they are. I sort of just tried out a few until I felt I found a good fit and have completely forgotten what the brand is. I'll have to go down to the garage and have a look. I think that's something that starts with a B. But they're really good. I've been really happy with them so far, and hopefully they'll get even comfier as I run them in. Thanks, by the way, Tony, for the invitation to go running up there. You sound like you're changing your distances from long to short to long. It'd be interested to know what lengths you're running at the moment. And thanks for the tech details on how all the transcoding and mixing is working. I know PCM is a pretty good codec, but in terms of quality, and certainly on my side, all of your audio quality is really, really good. I'd be interested to know if there are any if this is being put out on any RF repeaters in VK3. Good to know, just in case I'm ever out on the move and I can jump onto the net on a Sunday, which is what it is here in Melbourne. And lastly, my pronouns, Tony, are he, him. Back to Kimberly, KJ7 OMO from VK3 LIT.
VK3 LIT KJ7 OMO returning. Let me reset real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Right now, the only repeater that is carrying our net is the VK2 ROT repeater located in Sydney. Though we are looking to expand, our reach and add more repeaters to the network in the coming days, weeks, and months, and years, and so on. The more repeaters that we have, the better. But yeah, I am actually talking to you from an analog system. I'm talking to you from All-Star right now. So that's going into my system, and then from my system, it goes over to Tony's system via the uncompressed audio link thingamajiggy, USRP, whatever it is. And then from Tony's system, it goes over to Jared's system via the same USRP uncompressed audio thing. And then from Jared's system, they have the free DMR and TGIF networks hooked onto their system. So yeah, it's got quite a lot of things going on. So yeah, that's pretty much how we are reaching you right now. Anyways, enough rambling on. We're going to send it over to KJ7NUW out in Washington. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net. And by the way, it is currently 78 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 Celsius where I am right now. Though earlier today it got up to 97 Fahrenheit or 36 Celsius. And it's only going to get hotter from here in the coming months. Over to KJ7NUW from KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO, KJ7NUW, and phonetically that's Kilo Juliet 7. Never underestimate women, just so y'all know. It's nice to hear that I'm not the only first-timer on the Pride Net tonight, and nice to hear the familiar voice as well of Jared. Hi, Jared, a radio wave to you. Well, let's see. What else? Well, it's Seattle, 42 degrees Fahrenheit right now, and I would need to ask Google what that is in Celsius. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at doing the switch on the fly there. But anyway, it is warming up, although we've had some strange weather today. My girlfriend and I went out to dinner earlier, and we nearly got caught in a hailstorm. It was a real downpour of rain and hail that eventually just covered everything. So anyway, we kind of felt pretty lucky about that we got to watch that from indoors and we did a little bit of people watching. We felt bad for the ones that were trapped outside. And yeah, just had a really nice day today. Well, I'm coming to you just to talk technology for a minute. I'm coming to you over my Clear node, which is downstairs in the bedroom, and I'm connected. I'm using my favorite analog radio, which is a handheld Yaesu VX5R, and then that's just on low power talking to my Clear node, which is connected via All-Star. So anyway, that's how I'm coming in right now, and very nice to hear all your voices. So with that, I'll send it back to Net. This is KJ7NUW.
All right, KJ7NUW, KJ7OMO returning. Holy cow, that must have been a scary experience for you to experience all that hail. I remember back when, quite a few years ago, when I was a young little girl, I was in Texas at the time, and we've had like a lot of hailstorms, and then we've been through tornadoes and all that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely pretty scary. And I like the phonetics you've chosen for your call sign. Never underestimate women. The phonetics I've chosen for mine are KJ7 Old Mother Owl. Anyways, now that we're at the end of the list, let's see if we can add some more folks to the list here. So if you're hearing us on the net and you would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net, feel free to come net with your awesome call signs. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station. Come on now, don't be shy. If any of you would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net, now is the time. Feel free to come now with your call signs. Anyone else for the Pride Radio Group Net? Please come now. Alright, apparently we don't have anyone else right now, but we'll get back to checking more people in a little while. Back over to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
This is VK2WAY returning to the Pride Radio Group Net, and thanks there, KJ7OMO, and let me just get back to our list. So firstly on my list is, we are now the top talk group on FreeDMR globally for the last, I'm not sure what the stats are based on, I'd have to check the code, but yes, it's been a busy morning over there and looking good. So yep, we're in that top spot. We've got a total of 84 minutes and 10 seconds TX time now. So, and jumping back around or two to Kimberley visiting Australia, there's definitely a couch here in Sydney for you too, Kimberley, anytime. You can make it across the pond, and likewise for all our friendly queer operator folks from around the world. And remembering, well, Pride is on in Sydney next March, February to March. So, yes, there's good reason to consider a trip, I guess. So, other than that, VK3LID, the network diagram is being updated as we speak while I'm on this net, actually. And I just need KJ7OMO's P25 and NXDN details for me to put under those logos, and I will get it up on the Discord group and pinned in the NetOps group over there. It shows you a bit more visually how the network hangs together with the RF links that are currently up, and the modes each of the nodes are I like that. The modes the nodes are responsible for. So I stick to the modes I utilize. So basically, I do DMR and All-Star into my node, and Kimberly and JED, they're both mix all of the other modes and things they do. So just more on that. And yeah, your talk of sports shoes, specifically the Asics and Nikes, just reminds me of work and the number of ads I have to play for brands in stadiums. Hi. Alrighty then. The other thing I was going to mention, let me just break for a second when I find the tab to do so. Break. The other thing I was going to mention there was I do forget, Kimberly, that you're not in the Pacific Northwest like everybody else I speak to in the US. You're in the desert there, so you get Sydney weather in summer, or at least going into spring where you are. So yeah, 36 degrees. Hey, that's harsh. That's harsh even for us in Sydney. That's a warm day, and we'd be at the beach for back to you, KJ7 OMO and the Pride Radio Group net BK2WAY.
VK2WAY, KJ7OMO returning. By the way, I cheated to get the Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion. I basically looked it up in advance, and then I typed it down on a notepad, and then I was able to read it out and make it sound like I can do it on the fly. But in reality, I cheated. But anyways, but 36 Celsius is nothing. Oh no. In the summertime, it can get as high as 125 Fahrenheit, or 51.6667 Celsius. Darn near 52 Celsius. So, yeah. It gets very hot here. And as for shoes, I would love to wear shoes, but every time I wear shoes, I very quickly come down with a very nasty case of foot fungus. And it gets particularly bad. So I try my best to avoid wearing shoes as much as I can for that very reason. Anyway, and it's awesome to know that we are the top group right now on the free DMR. So yay! Hopefully we get some people joining in for the net. So fingers crossed that we get to hear more voices. Anyways, I'm rambling on, so I'm going to send it over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO.
Yeah, okay. Kimberly, it's having a few mental blanks, but I'm outside. I don't have ready access to computers and conversion tools and that, but except for my head, which does work really well and in real time. I'd even confused some Canadians, because I was talking to an American in Fahrenheit, and then Canadians popped up and they started fumbling over conversion. I said, hang on a minute, you don't need to do that. I was only doing that for the Americans, because I sort of rolled it off the cuff. It's 24.3 when I checked a few minutes ago. And Celsius, that is around 76 Fahrenheit. So quite a pleasant afternoon here at 2 in the afternoon. The net's been going for just over 2 hours. That's probably a record too, I'm inclined to suspect. So that's good. And as I said before, great to hear you on Madeline. I actually tend to talk to people all over the US. A lot of the ones I've talked to in years gone by have actually been on the East Coast. A few in the middle and a few on the West Coast, but the majority have been East Coast. So, and I love what your call sign stands for. It's excellent. Mine, well, I'm a Jedi Knight. He just ran out of letters. But actually, it was the next one off the rank. It was sort of later realised, hang on, that's a Jedi. And, yes, while I don't write it, I know how to use the source. I've got to know GitHub a bit, and I can find my way around that and download stuff and even submit pull requests for getting files changed. But that's a whole other And yeah, would definitely like to catch up during my longer season for a run there, Brad. But yeah, hang on a sec. I know it's just a bit of choppy on DMR here. I do a lot of longer stuff. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I think that's reset. Yeah, I might have timed out then. I do a lot of longer stuff in the autumn, like when track season ends, sometime in mid-autumn through to late July, early August, and then I start shortening up again for the next summer, because sprints are my focus, but I do a bit of longer stuff. A, for fitness, and B, it comes in handy for cross-country, particularly when I do the AV series around the state. Get to travel with the local distance runners, who are a good bunch. Anyway, so yeah, it'd be good to catch up, and yeah, we'll have to get Michaela to do another picnic. That last one was great fun. I don't mind the cold weather. I'll come down all year round. It's easy for me in winter in some ways, but keep it on a Sunday. KJ7OMO with the group. 3J.
VK3JED, KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. And to the folks that offered me a place to crash if I were to come to Australia, thank you so much, and I will definitely take y'all up on that offer when I come to Australia, if I can make it over there. Anyways, yeah, and you're still sounding pretty good there, Tony, and no complaints about your audio whatsoever. But anyways, I'm gonna send it over to VK3LIT. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
Thank you, Kimberly. KJ7OMO from VK3LIT. Thanks for the information on the repeater. Copy that VK2ROT is the only RF repeater in VK. Would be awesome to get more connected. I wonder what we could do down here in VK3. Might poke around to see what is available. There's a heap of DMR repeaters. I think they're on a VR network. Not sure how accessible that is to other networks. I've never really looked into that. It'll be interesting. Interesting, I missed a lot of Mattins over. I got the first bit, but then it kind of cut out. Not sure if that was something to do with my hotspot or something elsewhere, but picked up everybody else over, which is good. And great to hear that we've got the top spot on FreeDMR. Hopefully someone's looking at that, and if you are, please join in. That'd be fun. And Jared, very keen to see the network diagram that you putting together. I think I could learn a lot from that, so I'll watch out on Discord to see that pop up and have a look at it when it's ready. I think that's going to help me understand. I actually started drawing the diagram, Tony, as you were explaining it, but definitely didn't get down to the detail that I'm sure you're putting in. Jared, is going to be awesome to see. And here in Brunswick, Melbourne, it is 27 degrees Celsius or 80.6 Fahrenheit, which I totally looked up in my head. Back to you, Kimberly, KJ7OMO from VK3LIT.
VK3LIT, KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, getting back on that repeater thing, I would for sure, where we do want to see more repeaters. Rather they want to connect just for the net, or if they want to connect permanently, we always welcome new repeaters on our network, for sure. And one of these days when HF becomes really great, I would love to do an HF edition of this net when conditions are more favorable. That would be a whole load of fun. But for now, this linked repeater system shall suffice. And we will always, of course, always do the net on the linked system. Just the HF version would be an awesome complement to the net. Anyways, I'm going to send it over to KJ7NUW. This is KJ7OMO, Kimberly in Yuma, Arizona, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
Well, thanks so much, Kimberly, and hello again to the net. We were just talking here in my household about how cool it would be to attend Pride in Australia during our winter, to go to someplace warm and celebrate Pride. So that was the topic that came of that last round there, and the brilliant idea that we had to escape the cold weather of the winter here in Seattle. Okay, well, I think this will be my last round. I think we're going to start another episode now of Mythic Quest. This is a show we've been watching through, so I think we'll do that and step away from the net for right now. But thanks so much, everybody, for the welcome, and nice to hear everyone's voice. And so Radio Wave 73s, 33s to you all. And yes, we'll catch you again soon. KJ7NUW, Madeline in Seattle, back to net.
Alrighty, Madeline, thank you so much for stopping by, and you're more than welcome to return, to any future net, which once again happens every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Okay, now that we're at the end of the list, hold on a second while I reset. Here we go. And as another reminder, for those of you who just stumbled upon this net, you're in Australia, you're listening into the 438.575 machine, you may, and you haven't programmed your radios yet, and you want to join in, set your offset to -5 and your PL tone to 91.5 Hertz, and you'll be able to join us on that repeater. And for anyone else, well, we got these multiple networks that you are able to join in on. Anyways, oh yeah, and if you'd like to see the list of folks that are being added to the net, the list of, and follow along the net, see the list as it in real time as we put it in there. Download NetLogger from netlogger.org on Windows, Mac, or Linux. With that out of the way, let's see if we can add more call signs to this list. Do we have anyone else that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net? Feel free to come now with your awesome call signs. This is KJ7OMO. All right, do we have anybody else that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net? Feel free to come now with your call signs. Alrighty then, back to the top of the list. VK2WAY, KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO in the Pride Radio Group Net, VK2WAY returning, and 33s and 73s to Madeline there, KJ7NUW. Great to hear you on the net, and thanks for stopping by. I look forward to catching you in the future. The updated network diagram, I went digging through Slack and I found Kimberly's numbers for P25 and NXDN, which appear to be the same, at least, and I will confirm those with Kimberly now. I have published the document, but 21909 is what I have in the new diagram for P25 and NXDN at OMO HQ. It is now, 135 minutes since net started in real time. Congratulations, Kimberly. This is a marathon net, and you have done a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. So I just wanted to put a shout out for that. World Pride, yes, if you can make it, that would be amazing. So not only is it Pride in Sydney, which is Mardi Gras Festival, it's World Pride in Sydney next year. There's all kinds of interesting events, like a huge group of people who will be marching across the Sydney Harbour Bridge, making some magical shots representing all walks of life of everybody who loves anybody and anyone who identifies any way. So it'll be pretty magical, I think. Break once I find the right tab again. Here we go. Break. Alrighty. What else did I have on the list? Yes, hot days. 51. What the actual? Okay, yep, that's... We get hot, but we don't recall ever getting that hot here. Well, definitely not here, and even in far north Queensland when I spent some time up there. 48 was kind of the top end of the range. I was born on a 110 degree Fahrenheit day, which my mum used at the time, so she recalls it as 110 degree Fahrenheit in an unair conditioned hospital room. So back in the mid to late 70s. So Tony mentioned before long path. I'm coming in on my analog reflector at the moment and have been for the last few overs. So I'm assuming it's no longer the long path. But if we're not testing the long path, is the network really working, right? On that note, back to KJ7 OMO VK2 WAY.
Alright, VK2WAY, KJ7 OMO returning. And by the way, I forgot to say my 33s and 73s to KJ7NUW. Sorry for that. Yeah, but anyways, 33 and 73 to KJ7NUW. And getting back to you, VK2WAY, yeah, we do get that hot on occasion, but there is another place here in the US where it gets even hotter. The hottest ever recorded in history was 134.1 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 56.7 Celsius. Dang near close to 57 Celsius. That happened in Furnace Creek Ranch, California, located in Death Valley. And that temperature was recorded back in July 10th of 1913. What a hot day that was over there in that location. But anyways, we're going to send it over to VK3JED now. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
Yeah, that is rather hot. Hottest I've ever experienced is 47.5 on February 7th, 2009. And that date is so easily remembered. People over here know it as Black Saturday, the bushfires with the highest death toll in the country's history. That happening across the state. A few things. It was good to meet you, Madeline, and I hope you're back enjoying your TV shows. We husband and I tend to do the same thing at night. Sit down and watch. The reason you don't get me on the radio of an evening, unless I'm travelling. For Jared, World Pride sounds like fun, but unfortunately, being in summer, it clashes badly with my activities, and I know that I will have conflicting events during that period. Same as I missed the local Pride Festival up here the last few weeks because I was actually away every weekend on competition. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I'll try that. DMR stopped coming back to me, so I thought I'd check. So that's all of that. There's something Brad mentioned, but it's sort of come around a long time. I've forgotten what it was. Keep in touch on Discord anyway there, Brad. Sometimes I can shoot something when it comes to mind. When we've got sort of rounds that are taken over 10 minutes, I tend to forget things and not in a position to write things down. I'm going to miss World Pride, but I should be in Sydney, believe it or not, a week later after it's all over because I got my national competition over there, and I'm working on improving on what I did this year. I was fairly happy, but I think I can do better, so back to the drawing board. I got some ideas to work on. And I'm sure there's a few other things I missed, and I can confirm that Kimberley's XDN and P25 are correct on your diagram, because I remember she pointed them out a while ago, and I recognise those numbers. So, the diagram's good to go. Anyway, KJ7OMO with the group, VK3JED.
VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. Thank you for confirming that. I actually was going to confirm that, but it just left my mind. But yes, 21909 for both P25 and NXDN are correct. And they so happen to match the number for my YSF reflector. Alrighty, we're gonna, speaking of being on the top, we are currently we are currently number 6 on the TGIF list. So yeah, we're making waves right now. We're number 1 on free DMR, and we're number 6 on TGIF. So yay for that. And I'm gonna send it over to VK3LIT. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
KJ7OMO from VK3LIT. Once running the net, Kimberly, this has been great, and really awesome chatting to all of you. And Kimberly, I love your idea of running an HF net. That would be a lot of fun, especially as conditions are improving. The noise floor at my place, I'm sure similar to others, is shocking. So I have an extension on that idea. In the spirit of having picnics, maybe we could have for those who have terrible noise floors at home, we could go out portable on like a picnic and enjoying the net over HF. That could be a lot of it. And Jared, thanks for the diagram. I'm having a look at it now, and it's very extensive. That's really cool, and I can appreciate the complexity of all of the nodes and how they are connected together. Very, very cool. I'll be having a look some more of that later. Again, I missed my little over. It sort of fast for me, and then it dropped out. What I did was just quickly jumped onto your YouTube stream quickly to pick up the rest of the over, so that worked really well, so thanks for that. Able to jump across the two, but everyone else coming through A-OK, so not quite sure about that, but still working really well. Back to you, net control, KJ7OMO from VK3LIT.
Alright, VK3LIT, KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, you're quite welcome for that. Yeah, I have the YouTube there for those who either can't come in, or maybe if they're curious, or like in your situation where you're having some difficulty hearing what's going on. So YouTube serves as a pretty good backup, albeit the slight delay that it naturally has. And by the way, we're also appearing. Yeah, we're also up there on the list of active nodes on All-Star. So yeah, we are really making waves here, big time. But anyways, now that we're on the bottom of the list, let's see if we can get some more people added to our added to the list of check-ins. So if you're hearing us and you would like to check into the net, feel free to come now with your call signs. Anyone, anywhere, if you're hearing this net and you would like to check into the Pride Radio Group net and be part of the awesome conversation that we're having, feel free to come now. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station. Alright, apparently we got nobody at this time, so I'll send it back to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO. Ooh, I gotta get a drink of water because my voice is starting to get dry.
Coming up to the 2.5 hour mark, this is VK2WAY returning to the Pride Radio Group net, and yes, mine's doing the same, Kimberly, so I'm probably going to do the same after this over, but yes, let's see. I think we're getting to that point in the net where usually you and I would talk about the food thing, but we're not going to go back there because we've already done it today, and I think everything else is just what I mentioned in the Discord there in general. It's Tony's architecture of a network that we've put together here as the core backbone ideas, and not one we'd seen around anywhere before. And huge kudos to him there for coming up with the idea, and not only doing that, but convincing us all to try it. I was reluctant, to say the least, at first. Well, not reluctant, I was just like, we had All-Star links and they were working, why change it? But within minutes of moving over to the USRP bridge and seeing all the digital metadata across modes and things like that, I was like, yeah, this is definitely the better approach. And then once getting used to it and experiencing the audio quality, it was also a clear winner over what we've been doing before. So kudos there, Tony, for the idea, and it's been a fun learning experience and experimentation over the last few weeks as we've been building this, and in that time become consider now JED and Omo their friends through the close working we've done in getting it all up and running, and I'm so glad I do now. Oh, yeah, going to get all emotional now. Sorry, it must have been a long net, VK2WAY. I hope you've got your glass of water now, Kimberly, so I can hand back to you. Otherwise, I will keep rambling. Let's see if Kimberly's back out there. VK2WAY returning to KJ7OMO.
VK2WAY, KJ7OMO returning. Yep, I had some water and definitely not really feeling better, but well, maybe a little bit better, but not very well. But anyways, because we've been talking for over 2.5 hours at this point. But anyways, it's been really a fun experience putting this whole system together, and big thanks to the both of you, Tony and you, for helping putting this whole network together and helping me to make my dream of having a big network come true. And now it's starting to come true. So yeah, I'm so happy for that. And we're only going to expand from there. So yeah, hopefully we get more folks joining in and wanting to make either permanent links or just connections to the net or whatever. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the fun times that we will have on this network. Okay, we're going to send it over to VK3JED now. This is KJ7OMO.
Yeah, no worries, Kimberly. And yeah, just doing a bit of multitasking there, finishing an over on Discord and picking up video. Just talking about different network architecture. I know Freestar's built on DMR backbone. I have seen networks built on All-Star. DMR and All-Star are the common ones. And then there's the XLX technology, which for a pure XLX network is great. But for XLX it's great, but it doesn't link to anything else. It internally does something similar to what we do, but requires a lot more hardware. But it does it internally, and it's very different. Has a similar effect, but you sort of add to it. You Alex the whole way through. That's the tri-mode DMR D-Star Fusion reflector software, open source. There are a few ways that networks put themselves, but they all vary. Anyway, I'm going to have to go get something to drink as well. I've been out in the sun for the last 2.5 and a little bit hours. And we are going to have to take a trip out to the new house. So, I'm probably going to have to put it down pretty soon. But it's been a great net, great to talk to everyone, great to meet Madeline, great to reconnect with Jared, Kimberly, and also Brad. As I said, I haven't spoken to Brad for months, so I want to catch up with him on a few things, probably on Discord at a later stage. So, should be good, and we will all get together at some stage. Certainly another VK3 meet is due, and I reckon sometime in the next month would be good. As you said, while the weather's still good, but make it a Sunday, please. We could be together physically during net time if we play our cards right then. Anyway, KJ7OMO with the group. VK3JD.
VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. It's starting to get a little late right here, so we'll probably wind up wrapping things up here pretty soon. But for right now, we're going to send it over to VK3LIT. This is KJ7OMO.
KJ VK3LIT. Yep, I think it's a good idea to do another VK3 meetup on a Sunday and join the net, whether it's when we're doing it HF or going digital like this. We can work out how we get in, even if it's just carrying a hotspot with a 4G connection to the park. That should do the trick. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I need to put it down, so I'm going to say 73. Thank you again, Kimberly, for running the net, and thank you for having me. It's been awesome to catch up with you all and meet some of you who I haven't chatted to before. And look forward to getting on to the next one, if I can. Thanks again, Kimberly. KJ7OMO from VK3LIT. I'll be clear, but just listening for a bit, and that's great. Clear.
All right, VK3LIT, KJ7OMO returning. Thank you so much for stopping by, and feel free to come back and, whenever we do our nets. Alrighty, folks, we're going to go ahead and make a final call for check-ins. Final call for check-ins. This is the last time we're taking check-ins for this week, so if there's anyone else out there that would like to check in real quick for a quick hello, feel free to come now with your call signs. This is KJ7OMO. Anybody else that would like to check into the Pride Radio group net? This is the final call. Feel free to come now. Last call for alcohol. Last call for alcohol. Or if you are under 18, then the only thing you're getting. Sorry, if you are under legal age. In my country, it's 21, but somewhere else it might be different. But if you are under legal alcohol drinking age, all you're gonna get is water, juice, or sodas. That's it. But anyways, this is your absolute final chance to check in this week to the Pride Radio Group Net. So, if you'd like to make your presence known, feel free to come now with your call signs. Alrighty, folks. This is going to be the 7-3 round, so we're going to send it over to VK2WAY for our final. This is KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO and the Pride Radio Group Net. VK2WAY returning for a 73 and final to all. So thank you, firstly, Kimberly, for running the net tonight. It's been a brilliant net. We've got a good list of check-ins there. Thank you, Anthony, Tony. Good to have you on net finally. I know you've it's hard for you to make it, but having you on net is really great. I've loved having you here and having some more voices and being able to chat and network as well with the folks who were curious, because I know a lot of folks out there are Tim, Yakov, Alan, Greg even from was here in Sydney who popped by because he heard things come up. Colin, Bradley and Madeline, great to have you all along tonight. It's been a wonderful net. Enjoyed it thoroughly. I do need to add a call out to folks to help me edit, read, and storify the Rainbow Radio report, which thank you, Kimberly, for indulging me my little 7 minutes of pre-net time there with the report, and I really want it not to be just my voice in future. So that's a call to action for both you, Omo, and JED to maybe voice over the net and network bits at least for me, please. And I'm going to real break this time, Tony. Hi. VK2W. Oh, sorry, I don't need to say that to break. Maybe that one dropped out. I watched the DMR radio this time, so I saw it drop out. So you don't think you can complain about that one. Not a Clayton's there, Tony. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, and it is getting on in net. I will probably play out the news in its entirety again to wrap up net, just for any folks who missed it, and as another test primarily while everything is connected and up. So if folks don't mind, I will do that, and hopefully I get some more content for next week, and if any of the other listeners on tonight have something they found interesting this week, I would love to have a not 2 weeks in a row of me doing that. So, yeah, if you want to see the news go on, please help. That's my call to action to everybody. On that note, 73 to all. It's been an absolute fun time and pleasure. The last drinks order is a double scotch on the rocks. Thank you, Kimberly. VK2WAY handing back to net control.
VK2WAY, KJ7OMO returning. I'm sure I'll let you play the news again one more time for those who have just now tuned in. Alright, we're going to go ahead now and send it over to VK3JED for a final. This is KJ7OMO.
Well, I got bad news for Jared. That was a Clayton's. Yeah, you got to allow another second or two minimum for the hang time on the video. So it didn't drop out at all. So, yeah, that was a Clayton's break again. So, yeah, you haven't done it. Yeah, I'm not in a good position to do audio work. That won't change until I get the new house. The new house will have a separate room which will act as a studio, and I will be able to do that, but I can't do it now easily. I just don't have the space. It gets very, very messy to try and do anything like that. You might notice when I sort of do brief tests, I have all sorts of odd sounds in the background. Well, that's the sort of thing I'll have to contend with. So, yeah, I'll pass on reading until I get in the new house, and then once settled there, more than happy to read. Yeah, it's certainly great having you and Brad and Madeline, and not forgetting, of course, probably the net control with the most personality, Kimberly. She's doing a wonderful job there, and yeah, adding a bit of personality and interest to it. So yeah, that's really good. That time just flown. I can't believe that 2 hours and 40 minutes have gone by. It flew past just like that. Certainly didn't feel like it. And if I didn't keep an eye on the watch, I'd probably still be here talking as the sun went down and go, oh, shit, better go inside. Yeah, pardon, apologies there, but yeah, it's a bit like that. Yeah, I think wouldn't hurt to put the news on again to exercise the network and flush out any remaining bugs. There's always bugs. And, yeah, my other comment to Jared, my comments about long path weren't referring to yourself, but referring to VK2ROT, which is still connected long path. Anyway, KJ7OMO with the group. 73 for this week, and I should be back next week. You should hear me a lot more in the weeks to come, VK3JED.
Alright, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning already. Thank you so much for, finally getting on the net with us, and we definitely look forward to seeing you on the next one. Alrighty, do we have anybody who has previously checked in but is still listening in that would like to say your final 7-3s before I close the net? Feel free to come now.
Oh, I forgot to say, mate, mine a skinny latte, no sugar there, Kimberly. Cheers, VK3JED.
Alrighty, no problem. On the skinny with no sugar. Got it. Okay. Alrighty, folks. That is a wrap. I would like to thank all of you for participating and having fun on this net. You know, we got Jared, Tony, I can't pronounce the next one, but VK1TTY, we got VK2BSD, we got Big L, KE6LG, and VK2GMC, VA3CSG, VK3LIT, and KJ7NUW, VK2WAY, and a bunch of other folks. Like to thank all of you for having fun with us, and yeah, definitely look forward to hearing all of you again on the next net, as well as hearing the voices of various other people. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead now and read. Oh, before I do that, I also want to thank the Waverly. Let me get back on my notes so I can pronounce them correctly. Let me reset real quick. I also want to thank the Waverly Amateur Radio Society for allowing us the use of their repeater for this net. And of course, big thanks to Tony VK3JED and Jared VK2WAY for helping with the creation of the Pride Radio Network. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead now and return all repeaters, systems, and so on back to their horrifically abnormal abuse. I'm only kidding. Back to their normal amateur use. Good night, everyone, and 7-3 from Kilo, Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, Kimberly in Yuma, Arizona, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net. And for those who are just tuning in and you missed the news bulletin from the beginning, in a moment, it is going to be repeated, so stand by for that. KJ7, Alamo, 7-3, y'all.
This is VK2WAY. Stand by for a replay of the Rainbow Radio Report. VK2WAY. From here to the end of the rainbow, this is VI 2022 Pride, the Pride Radio Group on a range of modes and frequencies. Now it's time for the weekly Rainbow Radio Report. Welcome to the Rainbow Radio Report, your weekly wrap of all things under the rainbow of queer radio. This is Bulletin 001 for Sunday, 10th of April 2022, with me, your host, Jared, VK2, Whiskey Alpha Yankee. My pronouns are they, them. We want your news and stories and folks who want to help edit, read, and deliver this weekly news. While I'm happy to get this show on the road, for this to work, it has to be way bigger than me. The Rainbow Radio Report is an independent, queer, volunteer news service providing news and stories of interest to queer and allied radio operators around the world. We appreciate the support of all involved clubs and organizations who will be mentioned at the end of this bulletin. Links and more information can be found in the text version of this bulletin, which will be found at news.prideradio.group. In news this week, Sydney's LGBTQI+ precinct takes one step closer to reality. The CQ Pride Contest, Pride Radio Group Network updates, and our weekly net and Discord. Rainbow and an update from the Rainbow Association of Radio Amateurs. And our weekly listener-submitted segment, Something I Found Interesting, highlighting queer film, television, music, or other media one of our listeners found interesting. This week, being our first, I'll indulge with an interesting film I watched this week. Stay tuned to the end of this bulletin for that one. In news from VK Land, here in Sydney, the City of Sydney Council and community stakeholders have come together to discuss the framework for the long-sought protection of Oxford Street's queer identity, culture and history. The framework includes protections for queer heritage items, history, culture and more queer artwork, rainbow crossings, protections for sex on-premises venues, and incentives for LGBTQI+ employment and inclusion, along with the much-talked-about Pride Centre and Museum. Sydney would be the first city in Australia to implement policies that protect the historical and cultural identity of a queer precinct, following the footsteps of other queer heritage areas in New York, San Francisco, Chicago and London. CQ Pride Contest. The Pride Radio Group is proud to announce CQ Pride, a radio contest intended to celebrate Pride Month, support inclusion in amateur radio, and just have a fun time. CQ Pride will be held on the first weekend of Pride Month every year as a relaxed contest accessible to all operators regardless of skill levels, qualifications, or equipment. Contest runs from 4th of June midnight UTC until the 6th of June midnight UTC. Points are awarded at 1 point per QSO regardless of mode or band, hotspots, digital modes, and spotting allowed. Bonus points awarded for contact with members of diversity-focused groups such as PRG, RARA, ALARA, RARA, YLRL, and any other group encouraging and supporting the underrepresented groups on the air is the only requirement for the bonus point. Additional bonus points for anyone with less than 2 years operating or going QRP. Full rules and information can be found at prideradio.group/contest. Pride Radio Group Network. The Pride Radio Group Network is an autonomous group operating under the banner of Pride Radio Group. It's a mixed-mode conference bridge bringing in a range of analog, digital, and internet-connected radio modes. We aim to provide a single, cohesive network and a meeting place for any other pride or diversity in radio groups to come together. We invite requests to link your nets in or other queer-related activities on the air to our network. Get in touch with KJ7OMO, VK3JED, or VK2WAY for more information. In updates this week, the Group Network has added TGIF Talk Group 2969, now named Worldwide Pride, to its already extensive list of modes available. For more information on the modes available, please see the text version of this bulletin. Pride Radio Group Weekly Net and Discord. The Pride Radio Group is a worldwide collective of queer radio operators and their allies who strive to demonstrate and promote acceptance of operators regardless of who they are or who they love. The Pride Radio Group Weekly Net is held at 0200 UTC Sundays and can be found on 70 centimetres through the VK2 ROT repeater in the queer heart of Sydney, Australia, and the KJ7 OMO repeater in Yuma, Arizona. On Echolink via VK3JED-L, the VK Rag2 conference server, Free DMR Talk Group 969, TGIF Talk Group 2969, or Starlink 2105, and a range of other modes thanks to the Pride Radio Group's network. Recalling the formation of the Pride Radio Group, Michaela, VK3FUR, recalls all the positive emails and messages she received from folks along the lines of, I think I might get back on the air, and I'm going to start studying again, from people who had not felt comfortable around the amateur radio community anymore. This is what the Pride Radio Group's for. Membership of the Pride Radio Group is free and comes with a sense of community built around the group Discord server. The Pride Radio Group operates club call signs VK3PRG and K3PRG and is now expanding into the UK, and we are seeking expressions of interest from members to found that branch. The Rainbow Amateur Radio Association. RARA strive to provide and foster friendship and goodwill in amateur radio, to educate members and the public about amateur radio operations, skills and licensing, to offer support to the queer community who share their common interest in amateur radio. They have several weekly on-air HF and VoIP nets, including one on Echolink, along with a members-only groups.io email list and social and community events with a North American focus. For more information on membership and the events of RARA, please visit www.rara.org. Things Folk Find Interesting. Welcome to Things Folk Find Interesting, the listener-submitted segment each week highlighting something they found interesting. Things I Find Interesting is not affiliated with the report, and commercial content cannot be accepted. If you've got something of interest and you think will be of interest to the wider Queer Rainbow family, please see the text version of this bulletin for submission information. Here's mine from this week. I'll get us started. Last month, The Short List, the film festival for everyone, aired Art, AIDS, and New York in the 80s. Vojna Ronovic. The film is available free for everyone to watch on Vice's YouTube channel, featuring the full 90-minute film and a further 90-minute feature with the director. If you've got an interest in the giants of the Pride movement, the history and struggle of queers through the 80s, and the AIDS crisis, this film will have you in tears, make you giggle, and highlight some important moments in the ongoing march towards acceptance. You can find the link in the text version of this bulletin. And that's it from the news desk. The Rainbow Radio Report would like to thank the following organizations for contributions, inspiration, articles, and support. The Pride Radio Group, Queers on the Air, the Rainbow Alliance of Radio Amateurs, the Star Observer. A full text version of this bulletin can be found later today at news.prideradio.group. And that's a wrap. Remember, whoever you love, whoever you are, there's a place for you here in radio. Look after yourself and each other. This is Jared, VK2WAY, for the weekly Radio Rainbow Report. Bulletin 001 for week Sunday, 10th of April, 2022. 73 for now. This is VK2WAY calling for any signal reports on reception of the replay of the news. VK2WAY standing by.
This is KJ7 OMO returning. It sounded pretty good over here.
Copy that. Thank you, Kimberly. VK2WAY going clear for now and taking a break from the radio. Thank you, everybody. I'll also be delinking the VK2ROT repeater. Thank you, Waverley Amateur Radio Society. VK2WAY going clear.
All right. Thank you much. Also to the Waverly folks. And I'm going to go ahead and step off and take a break as well. 7-3, everybody, from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, or Old Mother Owl. Bye-bye. 7-3, y'all. KJ7, I'm out. Alrighty, folks on YouTube. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up.
VK2ROT has now been disconnected from the Pride Radio Network. This is VK2WAY.
Okie Thanks for that, KJ7. I'm out. Alrighty, folks on YouTube, that's it for me. Feel free to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more stuff, and we'll see you next time. 7-3, everybody, from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, Kimberly in Yuma, Arizona. Bye-bye, YouTube.